HOD sir and staff for organizing a 6 days workshop on future trends of automotive drives. And I thank Mr. S. Balaji for his welcome address. Any learning can be simplified through experimental learning. I hope my experience in new product development will help to act as a bridge between student and industry requirements. Next slide, please. Today, we will see the introduction of auto industries and the new product development process and how we select the supplier for any new product and how the product is testing before launch in the market. These details we will be seeing in detail in upcoming slides. Next slide. So this slide gives the strength of automobile industry in India. We are the largest tractor manufacturer in India and second largest two and three-wheeler manufacturer and second largest bus manufacturer and fifth largest heavy truck manufacturer and fourth largest manufacturer of passenger car vehicle in the world. So recently we have been bypassed Germany from fifth position to fourth position. Now currently India is in fourth position with respect to the sale of passenger car vehicles. Next slide. So the automotive mission plan in the present sale of vehicle is given here with respect to the passengers vehicles. You can see the vehicle sales has been drastically increasing from 2019 to 20. It is 34 lakhs, and from 20 to 21 due to COVID, it has been reduced. And again from 21 to 22, the vehicle sale of passenger has been drastically increased around 36 lakhs. And you can see the figures of the commercial vehicles and three-wheelers and two-wheelers as well as here. Here the reason behind the slide is like the automotive industry is keep on in growing stage, and all the students who are studying mechanical engineering and doing the research with respect to the mechanical related fields is definitely having a growth with respect to the employment as well as the vehicle sale. So next slide. This slide gives the manufacturer located in India. In South region, we have many manufacturers, particularly like Ashok Leyland, BMW, and Daimler, Hyundai, Ford, Nissan, Renault, and Royal Enfield, Tata Motors in Karnataka state, and PSA recently they have put a plant near Chennai and near located in Tiruvallur, and Ola they have put up plant in Ozur. So the south region, and you can see west, majorly Mahindra, Suzuki, Ford they have in west region. And coming to north, in Delhi you have Maruti Suzuki, who is the major volume sale and most market share in India. They have put a plant in Delhi, Manesar, and they have plant in Gurugram also. So these are all the general outline of the manufacturer located in India, and the automobile manufacturer is scattered the south region as well as the west and east. The part of student from various in India studying in SRM college may get the job opportunity with respect to automobile in India throughout anywhere. So this slide gives an outline of the manufacturer in India. We will move into the next. So market share of the automobiles. So passenger vehicle it is 14%, and the commercial vehicles is 3%, and three-wheelers around 3%. Most of in India we use two-wheelers. So the automobile majorly have market share with respect to the two-wheelers. Around 80% of Indians market is consume of two-wheelers. So how much persons are using the vehicle? For 1,000 persons in India, it's 20. And if you compare to Europe and other region, most of the people are using the vehicle. Around 400 to 700 people out of 1,000, they are using the passenger vehicle to commute from one place to another place. Next slide. A ratio of average raw material used in a car. So as many of them have used the vehicle to commute from one place to another places, the vehicle is made up of steel. It is around 53%, like door panels, upper body panels, underbody panels, and engine mounting area where the body parts. These are all made up of steel, 53%, and plastics where you sit inside the car and you can see the dashboard, glove box, center fascia, cluster fascia. All those parts are made up of plastics and aluminum, where the heat resistance is required, and some of the engine parts which made aluminum to reduce the weight. And glass, you use windshield and rear windshield, and door glasses are using around 2%. Elastomers nothing but a plastic, rubber parts that are comes in elastomers around 4%. Fluids and cast iron, like front disc, rear disc, and the knuckle which mounts the brake caliper. And brake caliper also is made up of cast iron, where the vehicle consists of 3% of cast iron in a passenger car. The other materials which has been used 6%. So the major contribution of the vehicle which uses by steel. So this gives the outline of all the engineering student, like what kind of material is used in the car. And during you may be studying in engineering like material management. So those things definitely will helpful for you. This slide. Next slide. So now we are entering into the previous slide. We have explained how the auto industries and what is the sale and how the growth of the vehicle sale and how much market share of vehicle has been used in India. We have seen the previous slide, and what are the material used in vehicles, that also we have gone through. Now we are entering into the product development process. So any product can be successful with these three quadrant, like time, cost, and quality. The success of the product is measured with respect to its deliverable in terms of time, cost, and quality. So any product, like even the vehicle or passenger vehicle, we need to be very fast into the market. If we are not fast, or if we are not in time to deliver the product, the customer will move on to the next competitor. So we must be deliver the product with respect to the right time. And the cost, how affordable cost we are selling the vehicle in market. So that also very important. And quality, performance quality and perceived quality. These two are most important for the quality. Performance quality, how you experience when you drive the vehicle, which comes in the performance quality. And perceived quality, when you look the vehicle, wow, this is very nice looking, and love at the first sight with respect to the design and quality. So these are the main three pillars which required to be successful of any product. To make this successful of a product, we considering the time, cost, and quality is a major thing. Now we will move into the next slide of how the new product development process takes place. Usually the new product development takes place like initial planning will be there, and based on the planning, like concept of planning, the product design and development will be taken care, and the design product will be made as a process in the manufacturing plant. So process design and the product development takes care. And the next phase is the developed product is whether it meets the quality requirement and whether the life cycle will extend from 1 year to 2 year, that will be validated in product and process validation. And next, coming to the, once the part is certified by the quality team, it comes to the production. And when the product comes for the mass production, and again, is there any issues with that product, will come as a feedback, and for that defect or for that issue, we will take the countermeasure and corrective actions. So this slide is generally gives the how the product uses the 5 phases like planning, product design and process design. Then the product has to be validation, and it comes to the production. These are the major 5 phases, which we will go in detail in upcoming slides. So usually a vehicle, the most successful vehicle, which it takes maximum of 46 months from the concept of drawing to mass production. So it takes 46 months, and if it is more reducing the time period to develop a vehicle, it takes 36 months. After the concept, then it comes to the all drawing. We have decided which concept or which segment we are going to launch the vehicle. After deciding that, from that, once the drawing release, from the drawing release to the product comes to the market, it takes 17 months. So these are all the major 5 phases what we follow to develop a product. Next slide. So here we can see the product development process, how it takes place. So any product we develop for a automotive industry, first it takes place the market research. So market research, the whole product development process is defined as from the market research and analysis and converting the concepts or ideas or innovations into the product until you launch the product into market is defined as the product development process. Once again, I'm repeating the product development process, the market research and analysis and converting those ideas or innovation into product, and it has to be launched in the market with a successful rate, is called a product development process. In product development process, the first phase is called like market research, the important research. The market research, the first phase is a market research, what you want to develop, and to understand the market, what competitor is doing, how the technology will evolve in the future, because you are developing the product for after 3 years, the product has to come into the market. So keep in mind that you need to think before developing a product. So the market research, like how that technology will evolve in the future, and which segment the vehicle has to launch for example, the vehicle has to launch in SUV segment like sport utility vehicle, or passenger car vehicles like sedan segment, or hatchback, or compact SUV, or multi-utility vehicle. So which segment we need to launch the vehicle. So the market research will definitely helpful to launch the vehicle in which segment. So after the market research, you will have an idea on which segment and who are all our customers, target customer, and based on the target customer, how the product has to be designed. That will comes to the concept of formalization. So the market research will include all the OEMs who are all manufacturing the vehicles in India. For example, Maruti Suzuki, they are manufacturing the vehicle. They have more than 40% of share of vehicles in market. So during the market research, everything will be considered, and the product will be come to conclude in which segment we are going to compete in the upcoming market. So based on that, the concept formalization will be done, and based on that, the execution phases will be there, and after execution, the vehicle will be in launch. So these are all the 4 phases like market research, concept formalization, execution, launch. Parallelly, each and every department have their own responsibility to develop a product. The first team, after market research, the design team plays a major role where they take all the inputs of the customer voice expectation that we will see in detail in upcoming slide, like what is the customer requirement in the market. So considering the customer voice, and based on that, the product of DFMEA will be done, design failure mode effective analysis by the design team, and the validation of the design also takes care with respect to the virtual validation, durability and NVH things. So, and parallelly, product development team will do the benchmarking of the product, benchmarking with respect to the physical measurement of the best selling vehicle in the world. And there are the product level benchmarking and engineering level benchmarking. Every system like body, transmission, upper body, underbody will go in detail benchmarking, and global partners are there. There are also available who benchmark and give you the ideas. Like A to Mac, they are the partner who benchmark the other vehicle and gives the best input ideas. So the vehicle what you are going to launch, it takes minimum of 2.5 years. So keeping in all mind that the existing product which currently in market and most selling vehicles, so getting all the ideas through benchmarking, which will be converting into uh, vehicle target settings. So we need to double benchmark of the product, and the benchmark product will be converted into a concept of CAD. Then it comes to the that the after the drawing finalized, then it goes to the proto development, and it goes to mass production, and it goes to certification. And parallelly, each and other department like manufacturing, they will be getting the approval for the mold, jigs and fixtures which are required to manufacture the part has to get approval, and it goes to the finally after the approval and testing and validation, it goes to the mass production launch. Next slide. So as in before slide, we have see like the vehicle target settings. Before we design any product, we need to have a target on what basis we need to develop a product. So based on the target, the voice of the customer is very important. Keeping on mind that the requirement of customer we need to fulfill to be successful in the market. So the top customer requirements are like fuel economy. Some customers want to be travel for 1 liter more kilometers. So initially there was an ad in Tata Motors like Tata EV, which travel up to 28 kilometer per liter in diesel vehicle. So fuel economy is also major important for the customer requirement, and purchase and resale value. Some customer after buying it, they want the resale value should be very good for their car. And spacious, some customer have more than 3 to 4 members in a family. For them, they need a more spacious in vehicle. And spare availability. Some customer want to have a spare wherever they want to go, from from here Kanyakumari or Jammu and Kashmir, wherever they go, the spare should be available easily whenever there is a repair or breakdown happens. So some customer need comfort and convenience, and some customer need the dealer network across in India. So these are the major top customer requirement. Keeping on mind that we need to satisfy the customer requirement. To satisfy the customer requirement, we get the voice of the customer and converting the customer voice into design of target of product. Some customer wants everything because customer is paying the hard earning money. The requirement of customers is converted into product specification, and finally it is called engineering solution or engineering specification. So finally, we come to conclude like space, comfort, futures like phone storage location, and space. For that space inside the car, we need to design and develop a product of lesser wheelbase. And comfort, some of the passenger who sitting in the second row or third row, we need to develop a product with respect to recliner seat and foldable seats, so that they can sit very comfort even though they are sitting at backside. So this slide gives an um, before developing a product, we consider what are all the top customer requirement, keeping on mind that we develop a product so that we will be successful after launching in the market. So next slide. So here this slide like functional image attribute. So before developing a product or designing a product, we consider all these parameters to develop a product. For a vehicle, it's a ride and steering, how the vehicle listens to you, and handling when you open the door and closing the door, how the vehicle is listening to you. And powertrain, NVH is nothing but noise vehicle harassness. So some of the noise which comes in AC when you close the windows and you're traveling to in a highways, so whether the wind sound is coming inside and disturbing your drivability, and some noise from AC, where the more air comes out of the AC vent, and whether it is reasonable or not, that also we need to check. Road wind, electromechanical NVH, braking effect, whether the vehicle stops before the 3 to 4 meter or not when you apply the brake, and performance, feel, drivability, transmission, climate control, whether the AC effect is when you sit inside the car, and the vehicle selling in Chennai and vehicle selling around the world, the whether it's suitable for the climatic control or not. So seat and performance, visibility, when you see the clusters, whether if you have height of 4 feet or 5 feet, whether the cluster is visible to you or not, with the irrespective of his height. So that also will be considered before designing a product. Functional hardware, entertainment system like audios, and whether it is easy for connecting with the mobile like Blue Link app, and aesthetics, how it looks. Some customers likes glittering in the dashboard, so that also considering. And night driving, when you travel in night driving, whether the headlamps which gives you the light or vision is visible or not to the driver. So these are all the requirements, like customer experience target. Customer experience by themselves will be considering into specification, and that is converted into engineering specification or called solutions. So any product develop or design, we consider all these parameter to before launching the kickoff for the tool, or before launching the design level, like during concept of vehicle design, we consider all these parameter. Next slide. So as in previous slide, we have seen the market research and how the before designing a product or conceptualizing a product, we consider the major parameters, and like customer requirement, top customer requirement, and the customer experience target. So after this, the drawing will be released for the manufacturing of a product. So during that period, the parts will be manufactured. The vehicle have more than 3,000 parts, where each and every part cannot be manufactured at in-house facility. We need to have a certain partner company to manufacture the parts, so that we can deliver the product with a short period of per minute one car. So this concept will be achieved through the partner company's support. To be to get this partner support company, we need to select the better supplier. So how do we select the supplier? We select the supplier. Initially, we go audit the supplier and we will check whether they have the ISO TS or TS 16949 certification, and whether they are supplying to other OEMs like similar kind of product, and whether they have the new technology of manufacturing the in-house facility. So we have several criteria to select a supplier. In one of the analyzing of supplier and whether they meets our requirement, and based on that we do the audit of the supplier and we have a score whether the supplier meet the major requirement. Then then the supplier comes to the our approved supplier list. After getting the approved supplier list, we may have more than 3 to 4 supplier for a single product. For a single product, in the approved list of suppliers, we give the drawing to them and we get the quotation from them, and whoever have the lowest cost, and we have like three kind of supplier selection, like open RFQ, deliberation, and strategy. Which supplier, some parts is low critical parts which doesn't have any functional issue, so for them we consider as a low cost, and their previous quality issues we consider during the supplier selection. And deliberation, some of the most safety parts which comes in deliberation, and we evaluate their performance with respect to cost, quality. Is score is mandatory for the deliberation suppliers. For strategy, some of the suppliers who is very um, like patent supplier, like they have the monopoly supplier like chip industries, and the those suppliers comes in a strategy suppliers. Mostly we will not keep the supplier into strategy, we will converting this strategy supplier into deliberation through global sourcing things. So we have seen like in previous slides. So this slide gives you the how we select the supplier for to manufacture a product. The supplier should be very low cost with a good quality, and they should have their R&D facility and a previous experience of manufacturing the similar product. So keeping on all the mind, we select the suppliers. Next slide. So after selecting a supplier, we give them the drawing to develop a product, and during developing a product, after developing a product, they will give the product and PPAP. PPAP is nothing but a production part approval process. They give the this document is nothing but all your customer requirement is fulfilled with respect to the design. So this PPAP approval document, which consists of 19 elements, and these 19 elements satisfies that all the requirement of customer with respect to drawing is fulfilled, and the supplier will give the PPAP document with the 19 elements and the product they will give, and the new product development team will evaluate the PPAP as well as the product whether the part meets the design specification or not. The simple thumb rule of is equal to drawing is equal to part. So keeping in mind that we will evaluate, the new product development team will evaluate the document as well as the product, whether the given design is converted into the product or not. So the PPAP elements, which is important, and it is an agreement between the customer and the supplier or whoever the manufacturer the product, is an agreement like stated all your requirement is fulfilled. So here a major thing is like design records, engineering change documents like ECN. We will maintain that customer engineering approval. The drawing has to be approved by customer, and design FMEA like design level failure mode effective analysis. This is important thing. Before designing a vehicle or a part, we need to have a failure mode effective analysis with respect to the drawing. Design FMEA function of a parts. What kind of part? For example, spring. Spring is a important safety part, and what kind of function it 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 is in a vehicle level, and more failure. What level it gets failure during the vehicle, and potential effect. If it fails, what will happen? Whether it goes to up to lead death or not. So design level validation we need to consider based on the part, based on functionality of the part. The failure mode active analysis will be done at the design level, and there will be a RPN, risk priority number will be given. Based on the risk priority number, there will the designer mark C, which you may all see in drawing. There is C inside box, like critical characteristics. So how the critical characteristics arrived, it is based on the design FMEA, based on the part function and more failure and potential effect. Then the critical characteristics will be arrived at the design level. So next process diagram based on the drawing, incoming raw material, stage of material, income insertion, first operation. For example, it is what are the options to be taken care, like burning, grinding, fine finishing, and finish grinding, and drilling. If it is a drilling operation, we need to have a drilling operation, and DTV disc variation and function, and it goes to final dispatch. The process flow diagram is defined as the entire process from raw material in convert into finished goods. It covers all the process same as per drawing curve, and process mode effect analysis into what we see in design FMEA. There should not be any failure in the process. For example, a part consists of 5 parts, but some supplier will miss the one part, and they will assemble only 4 parts, and they will send the product to customer. So what are all the failure happens, that should be arrested during the process level, because the defect product the customer will not accept, and it leads to major huge, even the closing of supplier company also is possible. So process FMEA is important, and it is one of the requirement of TS 16949 IATF requirement. Like these are the core tools of IATF. And control plan is nothing but process and process control will be done in control plan. And measurement system analysis, like nothing but like screw gauge, vernier caliper, CMM, and dimension result, whether the product meets all the dimension like length, ID, OD. So all the dimension parameter will be checked. Material performance will be taken care, like strength of the material, like mechanical property, elongation, those things will be carried. And chemical composition, whether the amount of carbon or the present of chemical, using the spectra we will be checking the material chemical composition. So it is important, will be validated in different testing equipments. So initial process studies validated at the process level. If it is drum or disc, for example, if you take the disc, it is this disc thickness is very important. If the disc thickness is not uniform, the brake pads which apply in the disc wear may be uneven. So that process will be taken care, like initial process study, like CPCK study will be taken care. Quality laboratory documentation, whether it has be approved by NABL or not, the certification, third party certification. Appearance approved report, whether the appearance, the part what we are given, whether it matches to our dimension, whether it is matches to the color what we have given. So, and aesthetic, how it looks, any dent or any minor holes, so whether it looks as per the drawing or not. So appearance approval report also there. Sample product, master sample will be given to them to make same similar like master sample. Checking it like checking picture will be there to check the dimension, record of complaints with the customer specific requirements, and part submission warrant. Nothing but like first production shipment certificate. We evaluate the product, how fast and how within the prescribed time whether they able to manufacture or not. Those things will be validated during the part submission warrant. And bulk material checklist, some of the material which will have like grease or some of the screws, we will be checking in a bulk material checklist. So these are all the 19 elements which gives the strength and assure the quality, like whatever the requirement of customer is fulfilled with respect to all this document. Next slide. So the vehicle build process, we developed a product and we validated the product at design level, and we have seen the in previous slide like what are the checkpoints we check the product after approving the PPAP, that is a production part approval process. We comes to the vehicle level build, how the vehicle level parts like concept. The type of build is like concept prototype one time is getting built, and engineering verification and production throughout. So child parts will get approval based on the PPAP, and it comes to the production of assembly of vehicle, and body in parts will also parallelly will manufacture, and after body in parts it goes to the painting. And engine related parts, power drain parts and power drain parts will be assembled in separately. So the vehicle build is happened in 3 phases, like first is body in white, separately it goes and it goes for the painting, and engine related parts separately manufacture and it comes engine assembly. And other vehicle parts like dashboard and chassis, front chassis parts, rear chassis parts, those are the parts assembled, more than 3000 parts assembled, and finally it has come to the vehicle build. Next slide. So before launching into the market, the vehicle we did at the R&D facility. So verification of vehicle with respect to systems, with respect to parts, with respect to design and performance, with respect to reliability, durability will be validated at R&D facility. You can see here the diagrammatic, like there will be a crash test also will be there, like stimulation of crash with respect to design level, and prototyping part. The vehicle which is manufactured in India will be selling throughout the globe and more than 190 countries. So each and every country will have a different certifications now. If you want to sell the vehicle at European region, you need to certify it, like European New Car Assessment Program certificate has to be there. And each and every country, the road condition will be different, and each and every country or the geographical region, the temperature will be different. Some of the so the considering all the parameters, the vehicle will be validated. The vehicle should be tested in off-road cities, like where the roads are not there. In that condition also the vehicle has to drive, and it has to be tested in heavy traffic in cities and such as like mount roads and all those things. The vehicle has to go and validate with the heavy traffic. And some vehicle will be tested in Delhi also. Delhi also is a huge traffic. So, and climatic temperature, Jammu and Kashmir where goes to -10 degree, and the hot climatic region like Chennai, which goes like 35 or more than 35 degrees centigrade. So each and every geographical region with respect to temperature, with respect to the parameter of traffic, considering all those parameter, the vehicle is tested before launching into the market. Next slide. So after testing a vehicle, we need to get certain certification to launch the vehicle in the market. Like in India, we need to get granting of approval by an official authority, RI, Automotive Research Association of India, to sell the vehicle in the target market. OEM need to ensure its systems and components satisfy the requirements set by the regulation authorities, national as well as the international. Some of the testing, like emission testing, currently in India, we all manufacture with Boris Stage 6, and noise vehicle arrestness testing, and seat belt testing, uh, and seat belting testing, like crash test will be most of them have seen the crash test videos and all in YouTube. So that will be tested really at the R&D facility before launching into the market, like side impact test and front load impact test. So whether the airbag is deployed properly, whether the passenger is saved or not. So these things will be validated during the crash test. And as you know that in recent days, the electromagnetic testing, because of the electronics parts quantumly increasing more and more in vehicle condition. So electromagnetic testing also will be taken care before launching the vehicle, and getting approval. It is mandatory to test the electromagnetic testing also in India. So this is a general few testing parameters what I have given here, and mostly it goes to the braking testing also is also there with respect to this, is subject to the requirement of the RI. So based on the requirement, all this testing will be done, and after this testing, the product is goes to the vehicle of market launch. Next slide. So the design, we have designed the right product with the best design, and the quality also we ensured the whether it fit function gap, and we have tested the vehicle at road condition, off-road conditions, and crash tests. All those satisfied. We are in best quality and facility. We have selected the supplier, and we have developed the tools and jigs and pictures, and also all those things with the supplier level, and in-house level also we have made the facility. And coming to the capacity, whether the requirement suddenly demand in market goes more than 1,000 cars per day, then whether the capacity is able to produce that much of the component to manufacture the vehicle. So that also be analyzed, and resources, whether man, machine, material, method, all those things are ready to launch the vehicle in market. That also we need to verified. Once everything is ready, the vehicle is ready for launch, and the launch of vehicle will be announced in the market. Next slide. So this slide gives the interlink between the industry and the education. Like during our engineering studying time, we may study like engineering materials and metallurgy. So thus that gives like chemical and mechanical property of verifying the passenger car vehicle product. So you may study the basics as a theoretical. It may be applied during the real product validation. You may verify the chemical composition through spectro, and mechanical properties such as hardness through Brinner's hardness and Victor's hardness. You may verify at physical level validation. And manufacturing technology, there is a subject in mechanical for mechanical students. So to understand the process of machining, like injection, casting, and forging, the basics, and definitely the basics of process understanding will be helpful during working in automotive industries. Thermal engineering, basics of IC engines, and how the heat dissipation takes place in the engine room. For that purpose, definitely will be useful during the when you develop a new product. CAD CAM for the designing of product and design of machine elements, and during design of machine elements you may study, and definitely it will be used during the benchmarking of other OEM, other competitor product. And geometrical tolerance always also will be very useful, what you have learned during the machine of elements, and definitely that will be helpful for you during when you work as a new product development engineer. So automobile engineering, the basics of parts and application, and mechatronics, as you all know that the presently the vehicle, the quantum of electronics is keep on increasing in the vehicles. So mechatronics is a subject which also helpful for you during the working in new product development. That's all. That's all, sir, about the new product development.